Good evening. Have you ever seen the movie Bambi? It's about a little deer whose mother is viciously killed by a hunter. And you might think, how could anyone kill such an innocent animal? Well, to be honest with you, this has been going on for many years now. And honestly, since the beginning of time, we can look at civilizations and cultures of the early humans that were hunters and gatherers, and their livelihood was built upon this. This was what they did from sun up to sundown, and how they survived. Which today it looks like it's become more of a sport, but it's actually a lot more than that. It's actually become a way of controlling population, especially in the United States, and especially with white-tailed deer. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the importance of why we should help in this movement of this population control, and hopefully by the end of this you will also want to be involved in this movement. I'm going to share with you 3 points of why this is necessary. First being auto safety, and then vegetation, and the benefits that it has for humans. So we'll start with auto safety. Forrest Brown of CNN once stated that the number of collisions from the impact of cars hitting deer was right around 2.1 million per year, which is about a $10 billion economic loss for Americans each year. And this has also resulted in about 39,000 injuries due to these car wrecks each year. And sadly, this has also resulted in about 440 deaths per year. And we can all probably relate to this. We've all probably been going down the road at some point, and then all of a sudden we see that brown blur just go running right across the road in front of us. And with population control, this will help with those situations and help Americans not have to worry about this, result of injury or damage to their vehicles. The second thing that I wanted to mention was vegetation. So whenever you have an increase in population of deer, there are damage that farmers find with crops. You have where they can't find food in the forest, so they come out and they start eating crops, and this can take a toll on economic loss of farmers and the agricultural industry. But according to the Department of Agricultural Science at Penn State, one of the biggest effects that we see in vegetation from the increase of deer population is forest degrading. And just with that degradation, there has been a lot of species of plants that should be growing naturally in forests that have been that deer have overate, and then now we see invasive plants that start to take their place, and so that leaves little food for deer, which can eventually lead to starvation because there's just too many and not enough food. But with the forest degradation, this is also a problem with invasive plants. For example, you could look at if deer constantly are eating a field of grass, and they keep it down low, and then eventually vines start to take over, and maybe it's kudzu could eventually take over that area. We're seeing more invasive plants start because of the deer population. The last point that I wanted to speak to was the human benefits, and the first 2 points kind of just show exactly the cons and the bad things that overpopulation of deer and its effects on society today. But this point is directly involving humans. And the first thing is, people who hunt deer, they have free organic food. I mean, you don't have to really pay except for supplies to go hunting. And the food that you are killing is, it's all organic. You don't have to worry about steroids, antibiotics, harsh chemicals, or anything being put into deer, because they've lived out in the wild and not had a chance to be exposed to any of this, just like we would see typically with beef. So this is healthy. It's a very lean meat, full of protein, so it has a great nutritional value. And also with this is with hunting, it is technically a harvest on the deer population. You go, you pay for a license, you buy tags, and with that, you are the one who is paying for the experience. They're not taking money out of taxes to handle deer population control. This is most of it is supported by hunters and people who donate to the state wildlife. Another benefit that hunting has is on the economy, which is hospitality. There are many places that you can go for private hunts. It's a big industry that, and that's buying supplies. That's, like I said, going on special hunts, going on trips, and hotels, different things like that. There's a lot of factors that play into this. Jessica Dommel of the Texas Farm Bureau estimated that the economic impact of hunting each year runs in at about $16 billion for the U.S. economy, and this is money that pays for salaries and jobs and things of that nature. But this money also, like I said, on the state wildlife level, it goes back into wildlife to pay for the research of population and other wildlife. But human the benefits, or excuse me, the 3 points I wanted to share with you today were the auto safety, vegetation, and human benefits of deer population control through hunting. So in conclusion, I hope that the facts that I shared with you today about hunting compel you to want to hunt as well. Now that you see that it's not just about hurting innocent animals, that it's actually better than the process that beef go through, that it's more natural. So this is something that's also helping the economy. It's helping, potentially even save lives by cutting back and by hunting these animals. And also there are just a lot of benefits for humans. So I hope that all of this information lines up and maybe inspires you to go hunting, or maybe even just stop nagging your friend who's a hunter. I think that if you wanted to begin to hunt, a good place to start would be by taking a hunter safety course or talking to a friend who is a hunter, or even talking to someone who works for your works in the state wildlife. I just recommend that for safety purposes, and just before you go out there and try to do it yourself, just to do a little bit of research before. But I just want to encourage you to do that. Aldo Leopold once said that it is time to reintroduce the human predator back into its landscapes. And by that, we are to help out with the population control, or otherwise we're going to keep seeing negative different things happening in our society because of the lack of population control. Thank you.